Here we are. Welcome back to the channel. And we're looking at International B and International A on the Master License this time. This is part 2. So we're at Monza, we're in the Ferrari, and this is the Parabolica. So coming to the last corner. So brake early, coming down to second, let the car just rotate in, back up to third before we accelerate, and just easing that throttle, easing out, using every inch of the track, then hardening the accelerator across the finish line. Again, we're not going for the fastest times, but we're just going to go and do enough for gold. So 22.002, which is good enough for gold on that one. Now on to number 2. Willow Springs, and again this is the last corner, and this is, anyone who raced on this game, this is a horrible corner. I can never get this corner right. It's really just quite an awkward, tricky corner. So you're flat out on the right hand side. I want to kind of ease off because the car will understeer, but you're braking and you just got to kind of judge this one. There's no kind of real markers, and turn and try and get this apex, but it's a really horrible, awkward corner to take the right. You're an inch off the line and you're onto the dirt straight away. So managed to get it right, but go across for a 28.9. So just good enough for gold on that one. So number 3, and we're in the Scooby, and we're back on the snow again for a bit of drifting action. Again, this one took a couple of goes to get right, but just got to get used to driving in the snow because it is quite different. So I just clipped the wall there. Actually get away with that one, because sometimes you clip the wall and you'll get penalised for that, but just got away with that one, to be honest. Keeping the speed up, just slide in, turn nice and early into the corners. I mean, the trick with these ones is don't go too tight to the apex. You've got to keep the speed up. So running around the outside of the track sometimes does help on this one, but keep close to the right hand side for the shortest run to the line, and we go across. We get a 35.5, which is 4/10 good enough to get gold on that one. So we'll have a look at the replay. Again, watching this car this side, you see here I just clipped the wall. Trying to keep the outside line, but just clipped it a little bit there. Didn't really make too much difference, but got away with that one as well. Like I said, sometimes you do hit the wall, you will get penalised. You'll see here, turn in nice and early, get that car sliding, hit the brakes, come down a couple of gears, and just run that kind of outside line just to keep the speed up. You're turning too tight. Even though it seems a better line in the snow, it's not the fastest way around. So keep tight to the right hand side for the shortest line, and that's another gold. So number 4 is an all Japanese affair, running the Honda NSX and at Suzuka. Going through the tricky first sector with the S's. We're trying to nail this right, so just roll off the throttle into third, tap of the brake. This just about keeping the minimum speed up, to be honest. Just really getting, hooking these apexes up. Just a little tap, stay in third gear there, let the car rotate in. Again, a little bit easy on the throttle, don't plant it too much because the wheels will spin too much and you'll end up spinning out. Trick to this one is not to go too crazy on these turns. Just take it nice and easy and just make sure they get the right line. It's all about the right line for those S's to get the quickest time. On to number 5, and we're at Watkins Glen, one of my favourite tracks in the game. Love this track, and the section coming up is absolutely awesome. So spot your braking point. You can brake quite late on this one. Really get close to that barrier on the right hand side and really hook these apexes nice and tight. Again, probably a little bit too wide on that corner. We'll try and cut back in. Didn't really maximise that corner, but kept the speed up. Coming in, braking just as we hit the board on the right hand side there. Coming down to third gear. And again, try not to brake too much, but keep that minimum speed up. It's all about keeping that minimum speed up with these cars. Come down the hill, brake on the first board there, coming into third gear, just holding it. Just play with the throttle. Quite easy to get a little bit too eager on the throttle on this last corner, and then straight onto the line. And we're 4/10 in the good for gold on that one. So straight on to number 6, we're in the Porsche Cayman, and we're in the last sector. So flat out and try and get the right line through. Flat out on the left, slight lift on that one on the right there. Probably could have gone flat out, but you need to get the right line for that one. Coming in late on the brakes. Down to second, let the car rotating, back up to third for accelerate to get that extra bit of grip. Little tap on the brakes just to get that front end rotating, back into third. And for this last corner here, try and take as much curve on the left hand side as you can. So running, using all the track, running wide there, come down to third gear, look, take a lot of curve there, getting accelerated quite early, and a straight run to the line. And time there, we get a 44.533, so just scraping gold. So number 7, we're at Spa in the Maserati, and another one of my favourite tracks. Absolutely love Spa, I always go well at Spa. Awesome track. So braking before the first board on the left hand side there, braking distances are extended in this one. The brakes aren't the best in this car, so we're going to make sure that we're braking nice and early. Let the car rotate in to third gear. This downhill tricky hairpin, so braking early, come down into third gear, second gear, just get the extra bit of rotation. Feel that grip, back into third, come across to the right hand side, dab the brake there, get right hooked on the left hand side, get an accelerate as early as you can, and across the line. For that one's quite an easy goal, to be honest. So 38.9 for that one. We're back at Suzuka for number 8. Slick tyres, I think we're on this one on a wet track. So traction control I've put as number 1. Tried it at 0, traction control off. I'm going to get the thing on the track. Really slow. It feels like you're going too slow to get gold, but it's just about driving in different conditions with slick tyres. So really be careful on that throttle. Traction control, like I said, isn't at 1, and just really careful on that throttle. The car, as you can see, is all over the place, even with traction control on. But yeah, we go across for 30.7 in the end. But yeah, nice and easy and slow for that one. For that one, slower is definitely faster. Straight on to number 9, we're back in the snow again. I'm in Alpha, and this is number 9, quite a bumpy section of track there. So brake really early, really throw this car into second gear, get an accelerator as early as you can, up into third, and just get this car, you can swing this car in on the snow, really throw it in, and get an accelerator nice and early. There's quite a lot of grip on this car actually. So it took me a couple of goes just to get the right lines in there, but easy enough to get a gold in that one, 24.2. So into the final exam for the International B licence, we're at Fuji in the middle sector. So nice and easy flat there. We're coming into like a tight right hairpin. So we're going to make sure that we get this braking smack on. Just as you hit that yellow board on the right hand side, come down to first, really getting the apex up to second. Again, just playing with that throttle a little bit because the car will have a tendency to kind of kick out. You can see the car just trying to break away from me there. Into third, come down to second, really get these corners rotated. It's quite a tricky section to get right, and there's a lot of corners to get it wrong. So maybe this will take you a few goes just to get that right line. But nice and early. Again, don't go too mad, just make sure that we get the lines right. It's not about going flat out. A lot of people, when they do, I see them doing licenses, are trying to go too fast. But just take it easy, start slow and just get faster and faster, but make sure you get the lines right. And then across the line for 53.2. And there we go, International B licence acquired. On to International A now. And the first one, we're in the Corvette, and I keep saying this, but this is another one of my favourite tracks. Road Atlanta, love it. Watkins Glen, Road Atlanta and Spa, probably 3 of my favourite tracks in the game. Always seem to go well, and I just love the layout of the tracks. So onto this blind section, love this bit of the course, absolutely awesome. You've got to really hook it up on the inside there. Not quite flat out because you want to optimise the line running down the hill, so go up to fourth. Flat out as we go down, braking for the curve on the left. Look at all the curves I'm using there, all the way across as much as you can, use all that track. And we go across for a 33.2. So on to number 2 at Grand Valley Highway. We're in an old Corvette in this really tricky sector, and not the easiest and most fun car to drive, but kind of drifting it into this corner, into second gear. But yeah, this one took me a few goes. Again, if you touch the wall, you'll get penalised, and you cut the line on the right hand side there, you'll get penalised. But not the easiest or most fun car to drive, but quite a small sector, so again, nice and easy. You make sure we get those lines right. We go across for 26.4. So on to number 3, and the world of difference from the Subaru. It's a completely different car to drive, and this feels awesome. I love these street circuits. You really got to get tight to the barriers, optimise all the tracks. We're using all that track. Look, really nice little drifting, beautiful little line there. Swing across the right hand side again, tap of the brakes, and then we're flat. Little tiny lift there, comfort lift. And again, look how close we get into these barriers. Absolutely awesome. But you have to do it on these to get the fastest time, and we work across to 27.7. So we'll have a little look at the replay on this one, just to show you how much track we're actually using. Nice little drift in there, just to get that front end pointed in the right direction. And same thing again here, but yeah, just to show you all the track that we have to use. We have to use all the speed, keep all that speed up, and look at how close we get into the barriers there. Almost touching it, just getting away with it. Brilliant, and good enough for gold. On to number 4, and we're at the Nürburgring. Not a track I am actually that familiar with, to be honest. So I think the first kind of 2 or 3 goes took me a while just to get my head around where I was actually going. I've done little sections of this course before, but yeah, memory's not the best with this one, so sector by sector is how I learn this track. But yeah, nice little fun car to drive actually. Once you get these corners right, it really is a satisfying track. Not one that I actually race on, I'd say much, and not one I've actually been on too much, so yeah, it just took me maybe 4 or 5 attempts. But in the end, yeah, a nice little fun car to drive, and I think, having had a few goes on this now, I will be racing this probably more often, but obviously it will take a lot to get used to kind of where I'm going, so yep, but nice little fun one, and we go across for a 50.8, so that one's a slightly longer one, but we still managed to get gold. Right, over to the beast, Mount Panorama, aka Bathurst, another classic track, and an awesome sector, and if you nail this right, this is one of the best sectors in the world, it has to be. But this car, yeah, is probably not the best to use, but here we go. So down the hill, really swinging it in there, really having fun with these, to be honest. I mean, not the most optimal best line through there, but yeah, these licenses are about having fun. So really kind of swinging this car in. Again, hitting the brakes there, getting it in nice and easy. But an absolutely awesome sector once you get that right. So we go across, and surprised that was gold actually, with 37.8. So yeah, we just managed to get that. And we're on to number 6, and we're in the wet again on soft tyres. So traction control back up to 1 as standard. We're at Le Mans, so really having to just come off the throttle there and let the car really rotate. And you can hardly touch the accelerator on this one. Touch the accelerator too much and you will just spin. And also hitting the curves, you will also spin as well. So just kind of keep off those curves as much as you can. So you can see the throttle input there is really, really low. And we're coming to this one, which normally isn't an issue in any condition if you've got the right tyres on. We're kind of just sliding it in there, look. Second gear, and then kind of holding it flat, as flat as we can up to third. The car's still even in a straight line, look. He's trying to act complaining, trying to get away from you. We go across for 41.5, so 3/10 to the good. Rightio, number 7, super Formula car at Catalonia. Last section, and these cars have an insane mountain grip and braking powers. Brake as late as you dare. Come down into second gear, really plant that throttle, and here as well, just kind of braking, just let the car rotate. You just tap the brake, and the car's downforce will just get you around the corner. And from then on, it's just flat out in his last 2 corners. Absolutely flat, nice and smooth over the steering. I mean, look at the speed we're going through these corners. And across the line, for a 26.9. As we have a look at the replay, you can just see the speed that we carry through these corners. Really brake as late as possible, hitting the apex really nicely. In second gear, back into third, and just tap the brake and let the car rotate. We're hardly on the throttle there, midway through the corner, then it's when you plant it, and from then on, you're flat out. Look at the speed we're coming through there, flat out there, nice and smooth, don't turn in too early. Look at that. Wonderful. And good enough for goal. Number 8, we're in the Lamborghini. Grand Valley again. Last section, so this is quite tricky. This car doesn't have as much downforce. Obviously, you used to drive in that Super Formula after you've had a few goes in that one. This does feel really sluggish. And the braking is non-existent. But coming out of the tunnel, little tap to the brake, down to first gear. So be careful not to cross all those white lines because you will get penalised. And the lap will be invalidated. So, but use as much track as you can. Turn in nice and early, get close to the wall. And same with the left here. And on the tunnel, it's a bit of a blind corner, but turn in, just trust the car will go. So just turn in there, you can't see as soon as you go in there. Probably could have got a little bit tight on the right hand side, but just about get away with that. And a nice run to the line for 38.9. On the snow again for number 9. So we're looking for a 47.4 to get gold on this one. Again, this is a new track, so not used to it at all. So it did take a few goes just to get used to where I'm going. But that kind of wide line, like I said before, to keep that speed up, does seem to work on this one. So holding fourth gear, turn in, throw the car in, we're flat out on that one. Before you hit the bridge there, onto the brakes, you can really kind of brake late for that one, and then really kind of swing the car over to the left hand side, swing it back again, and get an accelerator as early as you can into straight run to the line. But that took me a few goes just to get used to this track and just to get used to where you're going. Really, it is quite different driving on the snow, but we'll make it comfortable in the end for 47.4. On to the last one. Now I must say, this combination is absolutely awesome. Again, not gone on the Nürburgring very often at all. So learning this layout probably 2 or 3 times. The speed you can carry with this car is unreal. It's such a satisfying section in this car to drive. I think even after I completed gold on this, I must have gone on this at least another 10 times afterwards, because it's absolutely awesome to drive. Look at the speed we came through these corners, left, right, left, just absolutely. Listen to the sound of the engine as well, coming down to third gear. Again, probably could have got tighter there, but again, we're not going for the fastest time. We're having fun, and we're just doing good enough to get gold. And the mini carousel didn't quite hook it up on the inside, just come out too soon, so I lost a little bit of speed going up to these last couple of corners, dropping third, straight back onto that throttle. Look at the grip we've got on this, absolutely brilliant, but such an awesome sector, really fun to drive. And we go across the line, gold and a 57.1. So that's it for International B and International A. Again, we'll leave you with the replay. Look at the speed of this, is absolutely brilliant, isn't it? I like to do the full course with this car, this combination. So I can imagine it being absolutely brilliant to drive, and it's such an awesome track and an awesome car. If you hit the bump right there, you actually take off. if you get it slightly wrong. Yeah, look at this, absolutely brilliant as well. And just getting dark with the lights on as well. So another challenge. But we managed to do it, and we managed to get gold. So we'll look for another video. We've done part 1, the master license. And now this is the end of part 2, so we've done International A and International B. The only one left is the Super License. So that's part 3. I'll bring you that one probably next week. But yeah, have fun, enjoy. If this has helped you, please let me know in the comments, like and subscribe. It's always good to get some feedback. But the Super License is coming up next. As you can see, we've acquired the International a license here. They're 4 tracks, so it's a kind of a single lap time trial. So we'll see how we go for that one. Again, just do the times good enough to get gold. If it helps you, let me know. But for now, that's me done. I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you guys next time. Laters.